Okay, we're live.
The stream is live. That's what I say to myself every time I go to the bathroom.
We don't know if Mitch McConnell is, but here we are.
Right. The stream's doing much, much better than McConnell. Isn't it fucking wild that we're talking about some Twitch streamer nonstop, but an actual sitting United States senator has been missing for 3 months and nobody really gives a fuck?
That's
I mean,
pretty crazy.
the priorities of the national media, and honestly, the priorities of a lot of Beltway centrist Democrats are fucking astonishing. We asked ourselves, how do we lose to these clowns? This is how. We have fucked up priorities. We have gatekeepers who think they get to decide who is and who isn't a Democrat, and it's damn frustrating. It's always frustrating, but when you're 67 fucking days out from an election, it just feels like watching. I don't know, it feels like watching somebody just walk into like a plane propeller, and it's like you're screaming at them not to do it, and
it doesn't feel like we're raising the frequency.
No, it does not. God bless the Stacey show, man. She's like I said, she's like Ted Lasso. It's like Speed and Lexapro combined. By the way, Kyle is here, and Kyle does something every week that I fucking adore. I don't think I've ever asked you about this, Kyle, but do you say hello, friends? Is that from Jim Nantz and the Masters coverage? Because that's what it always makes me think of.
Oh, probably. It's golf?
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah, but because, Jim Nantz has got that smooth, welcoming voice. And, as a kid, I watched the Masters. I mean, really, until Trump came along, I watched the Masters every year. And I just love that. Hello, friends. It's so fucking welcoming. Anyway, every time I see him do it, it makes me feel good. Makes me think of Jim Nantz.
I'm like, do we have to get rid of this media asset to see if he responded? There it is. I wish I was as relaxed as Jim Nantz's voice.
Yeah, you and me both, buddy. You and me both. It's man, it's a stressful time, and it's gonna get worse for the next 2+ months.
I have the Stacey show. If you want to kick it off with that.
You know what? Yes, let's kick it off with that.
Okay, hang on. Let's pull her up.
I'm gonna do like some jazzercise while she's getting us fired up.
I remember.
Good afternoon. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck every motherfucker that has anything to do with that piece of shit, including all those MAGA wretched bastards out there. We're close. Keep it in your minds.
Got the AC up and the windbreaker.
He's almost out of here. I can feel it. Can't you feel
She needs the windbreaker
God,
for the win, man.
And it makes me so fucking happy knowing it's almost over.
Almost over.
It's almost over.
I'm going to pause her right there because I know that she probably has some copyrighted audio in there. Maybe Sherry got us. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know who that incredible woman is, but I am a huge fan. And I don't know, maybe she can run for office. I like her better than a lot of people we're putting up right now.
Yeah, she reminds me of Julie, who is in Loudoun County, who gave the middle finger to Trump on her bicycle.
That's exactly it. I tell you, the thing I love the most is, the thing about fascism is it wants to beat you down, right? Like it wants you to just like throw your hands up in the air and say, fuck it, what can I do? Like there's nothing that can be done. I quit, I surrender. We've been doing this shit for 10 fucking years, and you still got Stacey's who are putting on a smile along with their combat boots. And they're just like, you're not going to defeat me. You're not going to break my spirit. You're a fucking game show host. And yeah, man, it's inspirational and motivational, but in like several different ways. And to me, it's that American spirit of like, you can throw shit at me all day and you're not going to knock me down. Like I am still going to keep coming back at you, especially when it comes to like standing up for, people who need to be stood up for. So Stacey, I don't know. I guess the odds of you seeing this are very slim, but we're raising the frequency here. We're fucking trying. And
we need to find her and have her on.
Yes.
I found her Instagram.
Nice. I think she's got like quite a few followers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Kinvo says, "Where is Cash?"
Who? Oh, Googly Eyes. You know, he's. You know, I would ask a different question. Where's Nancy Guthrie? Shouldn't the FBI director have, or the FBI have found her by now, or at least some sort of conclusion? I assume Cash is using a government plane to fly someplace where he can, you know, do whatever the fuck he does, drink beer and tweet and do everything, you know, that we don't need an FBI director
Tweet
to do.
and tweak.
Yeah, tweet and tweak. And I mean, it's just,
Tweaky eyes is tweeting.
you know, we do this, we say this all the fucking time, just like, oh, can you imagine Obama? Can you imagine Biden? But like, I was watching Trump at this thing with the astronauts earlier today in Texas, and it's, I'm trying to, like, can you imagine if either of those men had given such a partisan speech in front of astronauts? Like, remember how Breonna Keeler was almost like crying and like pounding the table because Joe Biden gave a speech in front of 2 Marines? It's wild to me how the press just decided to accept so many of Trump's abuses. And, you know, they'll go right back to being tough watchdogs the second we get in office, the same way Republicans will go back to worrying about spending. And I don't know. I'm over it. I am so fucking done with the both sides bullshit. You know, we're on 2 weeks now of Hassan Piker. And it's like, first of all, I didn't even know who this guy was. I don't know what fucking Twitch is. I assume most people don't. But you know, there are like real Nazis out there, right? And like some of them actually work in the fucking White House, and we're like running camps, and we're like putting Haitians in chains, leg and ankle chains and waist chains, and we're shoving them out onto a fucking tarmac in the middle of the night. And there's some little social media scumbag there recording it all so he can make a post out of their pain. And you want to talk to me about a Twitch streamer?
It's like when Nick Shirley went into that prison
I don't even remember that.
to get all the selfies. And where was he? He was in Cuba or somewhere.
But yeah, you know, I mean, obviously I've had issues with a lot of like Beltway centrist Democrats for a while, but watching them these last couple of weeks try to be gatekeepers and keep some people out of the party has just been fucking wild to me. And it's honestly, it's been kind of depressing. It's like, you know, you can argue with the people who were uncommitted in Michigan who stayed home in 2024. You can argue with them all day long that they fucked up. And I suspect quite a few of them know it. What my question is to people is, do you want them to stay uncommitted forever?
Right.
Because I think we need more voters, not less, not fewer. And it's, I don't know. To me, it's just like it's a reverse purity test. It's centrist Democrats just trying to decide who is allowed to be in the party, what we're allowed to criticize, how we're allowed to criticize it. And it's just not only, I mean, it's such a massive misreading of this moment and such a massive misreading of where the Democratic Party is headed that you really start to question like some of the motives for doing so. Like, is there a financial motive? Is it personal? Are these grudges? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me when you've got these horrors happening every fucking day, and yet Hassan Piker is the biggest thing on your mind. Really? I envy that. I wish I had the luxury right now of being more outraged about a fucking Twitch streamer than I am about, you know, Alex Pretty's parents still not getting a word of fucking explanation from the government that murdered their son. This is real shit. It's not a Twitter game. It's not, you know, Beltway bingo. It's real shit. People are fucking dying. People are suffering in prisons. And it's just, it's amazing how many people resort to treating this shit like a fucking game. And it's not. And I'll tell you right now, if we want to be a big tent and actually fucking mean it, then we can't have these people going on Twitter and trying to decide who gets to come in and who doesn't. Because nobody fucking appointed them gatekeeper.
Yeah, all good points. I saw Natalie, Patty, and Brittany, it sounds like all watched Hassan on Waj's show today and said it was good.
Yeah, Tim said he was going to also. He couldn't make therapy, but I asked him to send me his thoughts. But yeah, everybody always says the same thing. He just seems like a normal dude who says some dumb shit. You know who else says that? Me. I mean, the thing is, if you're like Rogan, if you're like Pike, if you're like these people who just go on and talk nonstop on these, platforms, it is inevitable. You are going to say fucked up shit that people will like come back at you with. That's why we have a hard cap at like 50 minutes for this thing. Cause at like minute 51, I just start saying the dumbest shit imaginable. But it's like, I mean, it's so weird to me. And it's hard not to see some of it as just like a straight up anti-Muslim bias. And it's, it has really, we've seen it with Mamdani. We saw centrist Democrats who couldn't run to Fox News fast enough to shit all over the nominee. And we're seeing it again. And, at some point it just becomes like, okay, do you just not like Muslims? Do you just not want them in this party? Because that seems really fucking self-defeating. What does seem like smart politics is to try to build a multicultural, multi-ethnic party where everybody is welcome. And we make ourselves the good guys, because the bad guys are really fucking obvious these days. We don't need to invent new ones. We don't need to puff up new ones. Like, we know who the fucking bad guys are. And I'll just tell you right now, 67 days out from an election, if you're more focused on a Twitch streamer than you are on beating Republicans, then you're the problem.
What about Lake America? As I see Kyle's dropping in there.
Yeah. Yeah,
you were so focused on track, and Kyle drops Lake America.
You remember when we were kids and the big insult was go jump in a lake?
Mm-hmm. I just saw like a day or two ago all of the old insults from our period growing up.
What's that now?
I just saw an Instagram account yesterday or the day before with all of the insults from when we grew up. Here, nice. You keep talking and I'll find them.
Nice. It's one of those things where, like, I'll be 50 years old next year, and I've never heard a D's nuts joke that didn't make me laugh so hard that I almost cried. It's just, and honestly, if I ever stop laughing at D's nuts jokes, I'm going to hang it up. Because that means I've lost my sense of humor.
These are like, take a chill pill up your butt and around the corner, whatever major. I forgot about the psych.
Oh, I love psych. You know what I remember is if my dog was remember this one. If my dog was as ugly as you, I'd shave its butt and teach it to walk backwards. Yeah, that was always one of my favorites.
It's pretty good. Open up a can of whoop ass.
I think that one came later. That was like Stone Cold Steve Austin years, right?
Yeah, that was pretty good though.
Yeah, I'm rubber, you're glue, and go fuck yourself. That was one I always liked too.
All that and a bag of chips.
Oh yeah, all that in a photo mat, all that in a bucket of chicken. Yeah,
get a grip for the big ones.
Those are good ones. It's funny. It's back to school week, and it's funny how nostalgic that tends to make you. The other thing that's just filled me with nostalgia this week is Dolly Parton. I mean, after the initial punch to the gut, I think took all our breaths away. It's amazing how intertwined she is with so many of my memories, so many of our memories. I remember going to see Steel Magnolias at the theater with my mom. And my mom later worked as Dolly's assistant at a concert in Nashville. Her friend Roxy set it up, and my mom's not here anymore, so I can't ask her about it. So I was asking my sister what she would say about it. And apparently my mom could not get over two things. One, how many wigs Dolly had, and two, just how tiny she was, like how tiny her waist was. I guess were the two things my mom took away from it. But when my mom died, I remember, such a hard time, and you're like, you're really leaning on the positives. You're really leaning on the impact the person made. And And you're thinking about the good things and like what a good life she lived. And I just remember my brother and sister and we were just like, thank God she met Dolly Parton while she was alive. I mean, it felt like something every, like, especially Southern woman should do. And anyway, I hope they get to see each other again. I like that idea.
Right before we did this, my mom was here at, like, I don't even know, an hour ago. And she noticed on one of the little books that she got from one of those little libraries, in the neighborhood, it had the, I don't know if it was like the 90-year seal, but anyways, it was like some anniversary, and it was the little engine that could, and it was like
Oh, man.
Dolly's Imagination Library. And so the
Yeah.
front sleeve was like a letter from her, and the back was like a kid that had been sent to, I guess they printed on the back. I'd never seen one before, but anyway,
Yeah.
somehow it wound up in our living room, and
I love that so much. I mean, what you say, what a remarkable woman, but and like every bit of praise falls short because there's just no way to capture what a presence she was, like what she did for so many people. And, and I think that the thing that made her so incredible was the way she took negatives and turned them into positives, like her father's illiteracy. And then turned that into, 300 million books for kids. And it's just, that is the kind of American that, like, you wish we had more of, or just the kind of human that you wish you had more of. I saw a clip of her on Instagram earlier. It was from a radio interview she did out here in LA. And, she spent a fair amount of time out here, and she was talking about In-N-Out Burger, which, we're all super proud of our In-N-Out Burger franchise out here. And even though their fries are fucking garbage. But, the big thing is, like, In-N-Out has like a secret menu. And that's like the thing is like, oh, I know to order.
Didn't
And like,
you learn that like right when you got there?
yeah,
You
pretty
put it
quick.
to
Yeah.
text?
I was hanging out there a lot. But like one of the things that's most popular to order off the secret menu are getting your French fries animal style. It comes with just like a heap of fucking shit on it. It's too much for me, but people love it. And so Dolly was talking about her husband, Carl Dean, and she was talking about how bashful he is. And she said he came out to LA to visit, and they went to In-N-Out, and she was telling him about animal style fries, and he was like, she was like, go ahead, order the animal style fries. And he didn't want to do it. He didn't think it was a real thing. He thought she was pranking him. And he did it, and he got the fries. And then she told him she wanted to go to Pink's Hot Dogs, and he said, no, you'll make me order it doggy style.
That's funny.
And I mean, that's my thing. That's my thing about Dolly is, we call her an angel, but she wasn't afraid of like a dirty joke. And I don't know.
Her jokes were very good. I mean,
yeah.
I've watched a lot of the late night stuff recently, ever since she passed.
Mm-hmm.
And she's
I
very
feel like
funny.
if we could have gotten through to her, she would have been a sexy patriot with us. I think she would have. But I'm also not going to do that thing where I sound like Trump and I'm like, oh yeah, she actually really liked me. She just kept it totally secret.
But you know who shared a bunch of our stuff and always has is Stella Parton.
Yeah. And look, Stella is a champion. And yeah, I imagine it's been a tough week for that whole family. And if by any chance Stella sees this, we're sending you love. And thank you for sharing your sister with the world for so long, because man, we needed her. We really needed her.
That we did. She's been amazing. I'm trying to think of anything that's positive. I mean, that's a positive, but
I'm going to see
Trump's also 80. I guess we've seen that a lot.
Yeah. I know. I'm cracking up at all the memes this week about like all the 80-year-olds that are dying, and it's like, is the Grim Reaper just like blind? Like, and Tim Curry, man, I don't want to like be neglectful of Tim Curry. Like, I love that dude. He was so great in everything he did. I mean, I was never like one of the people who went to see the Rocky Horror Picture Show, but I bet I've seen Clue 50 times. I'll tell you, one of the things I loved was one of our readers said my favorite Tim Curry movie was Loaded Weapon, and I forgot that movie even fucking existed. It's
interesting.
Yeah, it was a spoof, like a Naked Gun type spoof off of the Lethal Weapon movies with Emilio Estevez as like the Mel Gibson character, and Tim Curry played the bad guy. And like, there's one scene where he's like dressed up like a Girl Scout, and but God, he was just so funny.
Oh,
and
it
like
was National Lampoon.
Yeah. And then, like, remember he did Charlie's Angels, and he was a bad guy in that. And there's a scene where, you know, those inflatable sumo suits.
Yeah.
There's a scene where he and Bill Murray are wearing those suits and like fighting with like sumo wrestling each other. And I don't know, it's just one of those things where, like, you know, that guy, no matter what he was in, he raised the level of whatever he was in. And yeah, I don't know, some tough losses this week. And the guy that did the voice of Optimus Prime in the Transformers cartoon. Now, if you're of a certain age, you've already mourned Optimus Prime once because of that fucked up movie. But still, a tough loss. People are talking about Ricky Schroeder. Yeah, he can shove a silver spoon up his ass as far as I'm concerned. What a fucking degenerate. I mean, not only that, but he's 56 years old and he looks like he's going on 307. Yeah, being hateful ages you badly.
It's gonna be all of us next week.
Yeah, it's happening to me too.
Yeah. Yeah, every time we do a therapy and then I see the previous one compared, I'm like, oh my gosh, we're getting sold. Anyways, no,
Man,
August supposed to be restful, but has not been restful.
Yeah, I mean, it's an election year, right? I mean, I know, especially out here in LA, we've had just like a nonstop heat wave, and we've had humidity that is more like DC or Memphis, that, you know, just unlike what we ever get out here. And obviously we have a huge unhoused population. So, you know, you immediately, your heart goes and mind goes to them.
What's the explanation behind what's going on in Southern California? I know Kyle has had the same issue. I mean, you all are, but like it's crazy.
El Nino. It's an El Nino season, and we're expecting bigger storms. We're expecting more rain. Like it rained in the middle of the afternoon yesterday. Like one of those summer rainstorms that you really get used to in like South Florida.
Right.
We do not get used to them out here. Like, in fact, it like almost never happens. And it's wild when it does. It's just kind of like, what's happening here? And this is an LA problem. I was wearing suede shoes yesterday, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, where's this rain coming from? And yeah, no. It's,
look, a little banner. Thanks, Kyle.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. And, you know, it's funny, about a month ago, I was surfing, and, you know, we're used to the water being pretty cold in LA, and it wasn't cold. It was like bath water. And it was the kind of warm that it doesn't usually get to until around September. And everybody in the lineup was just like, fuck, this is great, man. It's so warm. And I'm the only one out there. It's like, yeah, it's not supposed to be. Like, this is a bad thing. And you know, the water gets hot, and it doesn't create a breeze to like cool everything down. And so Patty brings up the rush of water, the flash flooding in Nepal. That's easily the most horrifying non-Trump thing I've seen all week. It's I mean, it's just a wall of water and dirt and concrete, just like, I mean, it looks like a tsunami. And it's a powerful reminder to everybody who says we can just adapt to climate change. You really fucking can't. You can't hide from a lot of this shit. Anybody who's ever lived in an area that has tornadoes can tell you that the random violence of nature is not something you can plan for. It's not something you can adapt around. It's sort of like I've learned over and over again surfing, in that the ocean does not give a fuck what I think about anything. It's going to keep going. It's going to keep being powerful. And, you know, the ego of man is just going to be our downfall, because, man, we are fucking this thing up badly.
Did you see that video of that one house in Nepal that was just like everyone was giving credit for the structure design to it? It's
No,
like
I didn't.
everything is wiped away. It's just gone. And like this maybe two families are like in this structure with everything just going around it.
Oh my God.
And it was like, you know, architecture makes a huge difference.
I mean, it does. Not only
To whatever extent, I guess.
And not only that, but I'm dying if the Al Gore was right. Was he right about man, bear, pig? Remember the South Park thing? No, the thing I wanted to say is not just structure, but regulations. You know, the things that Republicans are always railing against, building regulations. You see in some countries, when there's an earthquake, everything collapses. And that's because they don't have the bureaucracy that we do that demands things be built a certain way.
We
That's why
also saw it in New York City a little bit recently where they didn't
sure.
hire the right steel workers.
I mean, that's it. Like, if you're cutting corners on this shit, then bad things will happen. We saw it in Florida too. You remember the building collapse there?
Yeah,
And
right next to
I mean, and that's
Katie's place.
Trumpism in a nutshell, right? It's like, well, if we can save a few bucks during the construction process, nobody's going to care. But oh, hey, if the whole thing fucking collapsed, we won't be here anyway. We'll be counting our money somewhere. And
Right.
you know,
Long
it's so fashionable to like be a politician who rails against regulation. It's like, you know, I'd like to know that my lettuce is safe. You know, I don't think regulations when it comes to food and building codes and shit like that are a bad thing. And it's like, you know, it took us a century to learn that, and then it took us another century to unlearn it. And
right. That's such a good
yeah.
point.
Jennifer says, I work in construction and hate the building department with every cell in my body. Well, Jennifer, not everybody's as honest as you are. I know that like the building department doesn't need to be there for you because you would do the right thing anyway. But you know, it's the scumbags we got to worry about.
These are all code words. She doesn't actually work in construction, so don't try to find her. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, I saw somebody else mention Dolly. That reminds me. I just wanted to add one other thing. I love the Cat Stevens song "Peace Train," and it's actually one of those songs I listen to when I'm feeling a little discouraged about how things are going. And it turns out I had no idea, but Dolly did a cover of "Peace Train." And by the way, I called him Cat Stevens. I think his name is Yusuf Islam these days, and I apologize for that. But
how do you know that? I'm like looking at this on Wiki. It's like Cat Stevens, British singer, also goes as Yusuf Islam.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I love his music, and I've kept up with him over the years. And anyway, I downloaded this version of this Dolly's version of Peace Train, and it's wonderful. I mean, obviously it's wonderful, but it's, if you have a chance, check it out.
Well, apparently she was like known for doing this by way of letter, because Michael Bublé posted a letter.
And Eminem did too. Yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah. But he wrote, Dolly once wrote me a letter asking if I'd listen to a song she'd written, consider singing it with her. The truth is I never listened before I said yes. When Dolly asks, you say yes.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful letter where she's just like, I had this idea. I don't know if you can do it, but like, you know, I need to know by yesterday, which means I need it done today.
Yeah. No,
she's always working.
We really lost something when we stopped writing letters, didn't we?
Yep.
I mean, I used to read like Hunter Thompson anthologies, and so many of them were filled with just letters he wrote to people. And I don't know, I feel like we lost so much, and we just fire off a text without thinking anything of it, and they're so disposable. And
I think she was still doing the whole letter thing to like representatives, you know, like her rep would send it to someone else's, but it seemed like she was sending letters all over the place.
Yeah, no, I think that's
pretty
right.
Cool.
So, yeah, I think so too. You know, I was thinking about it. 9 to 5, I just saw is on Hulu right now, and I was thinking about what a huge fucking bummer it is that a movie she made that I liked when I was a kid. It's called Straight Talk. I don't want to watch it because James Woods is the like romantic lead, and that guy is such a turd. It's a bummer. And anyway, if anybody knows how to edit James Woods out of Straight Talk,
Kyle,
let us know. But I'm definitely going to watch 9 to 5. I was talking to my sister about this. I don't know if anybody else has like felt this, and I don't know if it's just like me making this about myself, but when we lost Diane Keaton, and then when we lost Dolly, there was a small part of me that felt like I was losing my mom all over again. I don't know if it was just generational or if it was their values. Anyway, I was talking to my sister about this week, and we were talking about Steel Magnolias and just what a great movie that is. And I was like, oh yeah, I need to watch it. And she was like, whoa. She's like, you sure you're up for that right now? And I was just like, oh man, that's a good warning, because man, talk about cutting onions. That movie will open you up and just like fill the room with tears. And yeah, it's I don't know, it's tough. You do start to wonder sometimes. It's like those Christian Left Behind novels. It's like, wait, are all the good people going somewhere? We're being left here with the scumbags.
Right.
And,
Maybe that's what it feels like right now. Doesn't
but
it?
yeah, you know, and obviously, you know, when we first started TBS, and we've said it a million times over the years, this isn't one of Dolly's lines. It's, I believe it's Olympia Dukakis that says it. It's, you know, if you can't say something nice about somebody, then come sit next to me. And that's always been one of our philosophies driving our newsletter. And God, what a beautiful movie. I always think about Dolly saying Julia Roberts' character's name, Shelby. And it transports me right back to my house on York Drive in Owensboro, Kentucky.
That's why that Kermit video was so great, because that's sort of like the voice I remember, and that's sort of like the video I remember, you know, in the back of my head.
Yeah, such a cool voice. Yeah. Chrissy says she watched it earlier in the summer and cried her ass off. I get it, man. It's but it's also got that incredible turn. Like, I remember being in the theater and I was crying. I was a little boy, and then there's that scene, you know, Olympia Dukakis grabs Shirley MacLaine and she says, "Here, hit Weezer." And it's just like, you know, you have that moment of just shock. And then the whole theater is just laughing so hard. And it's like the first time in my life I can remember that feeling of like humor breaking through the sadness. And God knows we've had to use those muscles a lot in the last decade, especially. But it is just a powerful reminder that no matter how dark it gets, we can usually still find the funny.
Yeah. Speaking of funny, by the way, like right after there was the whole book thing I mentioned to you with my mom, and then I took Paxton upstairs because he was getting a little tired, and sat him down, and like the Goonies was on, and Allie was upstairs in the room, so I put the Goonies on and was like, "Here, watch this," and it showed up 1985, and I'm like, "Paxton, this was the year I was born," and he goes, "Mom," this movie was playing when Dad was born. And he's like, "Dad, this is the first movie Dad watched when he was born." And it's just so funny, just like the way that kids are.
I was 8 when Goonies came out. Like, I remember watching it, like when it came out on home video and stuff.
So good.
And, you know, there's a lesson we can take from the Goonies too. Goonies never say die. And, you know, the Resistance doesn't either. And Sexy Patriots never say die. So, yeah, I'm still afraid of the Fratellis.
I saw also in the last hour, they announced that the Nashville International Airport is going to be renamed in honor of Dolly Parton.
Oh, I love that. I'm so happy to hear that. Man, you talk about an airport that's changed a lot. That Nashville airport used to be just 2 wings, and it was an easy place to fly in and out of. And then that town just exploded. Yeah. And yeah, it's a much, much different place now than when it was when I lived there. That's for sure.
Probably a fun time to live there, though. When it's like nothing.
It was fucking great. I mean, it wasn't like nothing. It was still
Elvis walking around, and
it was an old country music town. You know what I mean? And like I lived
they
downtown.
Probably didn't overlap, but it's like Taylor Swift across there.
Well, I mean, it became like a giant bachelorette party, basically. I mean, you just like, you know, they really filled out the tourist scene. And it just wasn't as much like that when I was there. Like, I lived on the river. I had a 2-bedroom apartment, like right on the river downtown for like $600 a month. And now they're like luxury condos there. And, you know, it is a nice thing. Like, if you can look back in life and identify a place you were at a time before it became like, you know, touristy or all Disneyfied or whatever.
Graceland.
And, yeah. Like, I remember, you know, the Spurs coach, Greg Popovich, he was like that with Napa. Like, he was in the Air Force and he liked wine, so he would like spend time around there, and it wasn't Napa yet. And he, you know, he would tell these stories about it, and it's just, I don't know, it gets me, it's like San Francisco during the late 60s. Like, it seems like, or mid to late 60s, it seems like such a cool place to be at that time. Or LA during the 80s, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Graceland?
Oh yeah, man! I spent quite a bit of time at Graceland. I worked for the Memphis paper, and when I was an intern,
you're like, "Are you kidding me? I fucking worked at Graceland."
I will say I have spent a lot of time at Graceland, and I've been all over that place. When I was an intern, they assigned me to write.
Isn't there a song that says, "And it's been all over you"? And they like you too. It's a beautiful whatever.
It's a
You're
beautiful
like,
day.
I've been all
Yeah,
over
beautiful
that
day.
place, and it's
Yeah.
been all over you.
I thought you were asking if there's a song named Graceland. There is, of course,
No.
by
Oh,
Paul
yeah.
Simon. But yeah, when I was working for the paper, it was the 25th anniversary of Elvis's death. And in Memphis, they call it Death Week, which I had no idea. But I was assigned to write a story about the economic impact of Death Week. And so I spent quite a bit of time at Graceland talking to tourists. I was out on Beale quite a bit. And it was, in fact, I still remember the lead of the story I wrote for that was the 25th anniversary of Elvis Presley's death has local restaurateurs and hoteliers curling their lips and shaking their hips. And I was very proud of that turn of phrase. And it's funny, I went out that Friday night. I'll never forget. I went out on Beale Street, and they had both ends of Beale shut off with giant projectors where they were showing Elvis movies.
Oh, that's cool.
The girl I was dating at the time, we were like walking down Beale, and I remember I had a cigar and like a bourbon, and I was standing behind this woman who had a tattoo of Elvis on her shoulder. And so I started talking to her, and it turns out she was British, and she was here from England just for Elvis. And she said, yeah, I left my husband at home. And I was like, oh, he's cool about this? She goes, well, my first husband didn't understand that he came second to the king, but my new husband does.
That's hilarious.
I love that so much. Yeah. Anyway,
Quite a
that's
moment
another
for
place where
her.
I feel
Is that like
I
her
was
first
lucky.
moment visiting there?
I doubt it. I don't remember that at
okay.
all. I'll tell you
Just
who it was
another
mostly. It was
weekend.
mostly Japanese tourists.
Interesting.
Elvis is huge in Japan. Yeah. Yeah.
It's so
Should
funny
we
how
talk about?
they want to see that, and all of us are dying to go to Japan.
Yeah, I am actually dying to go to Japan for the food and for the surfing. I want to surf in front of Mount Fuji. I think that looks really cool.
We can move on to whatever, but I was just going to say I want to see the pool room, like where they have the pool table at Elvis's place. Looks amazing.
Well, the jungle room is like the most famous one.
Is that like with all the wall and stuff?
Yeah, and I remember the Graceland people being really helpful with my story. And it was just, it was so bizarre. I remember thinking, I mean, I was, a very young journalist, still starting out, still in college. And I just remember walking around, like talking to Japanese tourists in the gift shop. And I remember thinking, like, I can't believe I get paid to do this. And, but no, it was a really cool story. And it's one of those things where I didn't realize how lucky I was to be doing it at the time, but I sure.
Oh, there is
certainly
like a jungle room. That's what you're talking about, like the wood and stuff. But there's also like where they have the pool table. It's got this like crazy wallpaper.
I tell you, the thing I remember the most isn't the house; it was the planes. They had a couple of his like private planes, like set up to where you could go inside of them. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm not the biggest Elvis guy. Like I wasn't.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I've never actually looked at photos of Graceland.
But I have actually like done a lot of Elvis stuff. I've even been to Tupelo. I've been to like his boyhood home, and
that's cool.
Yeah, it's funny when you're a reporter, like you just find yourself in the weirdest fucking places and asking, wondering how you got there.
Right.
Yeah, my old hippie husband lived in Boulder in the early '70s before the yuppies wrecked it. Well, I remember Hunter Thompson, right? Ran for sheriff of Aspen. And his whole campaign motto was keep Aspen weird, right? He didn't want the land developers coming in. And yeah, it's a bummer. I mean, that's the thing we learn as Americans. Anything you love today will be destroyed by rich assholes tomorrow. So enjoy it while you can. That's the opposite of the Stacey Show, by the way. That's about as that's about as Debbie Downer as you can get.
Wait, Kyle sent me breaking via TMZ. Milo has been apprehended by ICE.
Oh my God, did you not see? Yeah, no, I'm glad you brought it up though. Yeah, y'all remember that troll from the first time around with Trump? His name was Milo Yiannopoulos or something, and
I was about to say that, and then I was like, Sam's gonna be like, it's a Yiannopoulos.
I promise you, I don't know.
Like, it's just, I don't know. It's Milo, I think. And then you're like, I think it might be Milo.
What were we doing the other day? We were arguing about something, and I just like couldn't help myself. I corrected something you wrote, and I was just like, God, no wonder people hate me. But yeah, Milo has been apprehended by ICE, and it's one of those things where like I want to make fun of it because he's been such a fucking miserable scumbag. But Laura Loomer is on Twitter taking credit for it. And I don't want to live in a country where Laura Loomer gets to sick government security forces on anybody she doesn't like. By the way, if you're a centrist Democrat who's retweeting Laura Loomer, get fucked, because you have lost the plot. Anyway, person who did it knows who I'm talking about. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Milo. Yeah, he's going through some shit, the kind of shit he wished on other people. And I dig seeing that kind of karma, but not at the direction of a bigot, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
My dachshund is from Tupelo, and his name is Elvis. That's fantastic. I love that.
That's pretty cool.
I hitched home from Boulder after our crazy trip. Love that. You know, it's funny. I was thinking the other day, like I'm old enough to where I've hitchhiked a few times too. But the thing I was thinking about the other day, like, I have, yeah. Now I've also, lived kind of a reckless life. But yeah, I was thinking, like, one thing I miss is, remember when you could just jump in the back of a pickup truck? And it was like, it was no big deal. And I love, like, you feel the wind. And I also had a pickup truck, and I loved when people jumped in the back. Like, I remember what my senior year of high school, I think I just kept sleeping bags in a cooler in the back. By the way, as much as I love that truck, you should probably not give a 16-year-old boy a pickup truck, because they can get in all kinds of trouble with that shit. And I named mine Freedom. It was a 1983 Ford Ranger, and I love that truck.
You stopped to insert that warning prior to finishing the part about sleeping bags in the trunk.
Hey, that's kind of what got me there.
Yeah.
that was sort of what got me there. Yeah. Yeah. That's that bed gives you all kinds of room to make big mistakes. Yeah.
You're like, to be honest, 5.5 by 7.5 feet.
I couldn't even tell you, but I will tell you, it was one of those old Ford long beds. So it went on for days.
Is that your happy ending?
No, you know what my happy ending is?
No, that was just one of them.
Yeah, that was just one of them. No, I'm going to see The Long Wait Is Over tomorrow night at the Chinese Theater in Hollywood. I am going to see Coyote versus Acme. And I am so excited for this movie. If you've been with the newsletter for a while, you know we have followed this saga from the beginning. Because, like, even when they greenlit the movie, we were excited about the idea. And then they made the movie. And then a rich fucking asshole took over Warner Brothers and tried to kill the movie. He said, I don't care that it's already made. We're not putting it out there. We don't want to pay for distribution. We don't want to pay royalties. And the pressure, the internet pressure, was so intense that he basically was forced to, like, sell the movie to another production company. And so this weekend, starting today, this movie is finally available to be seen.
It's a Friday.
And it's John Cena, it's Will Forte. It looks fucking incredible. It's it's in the mold of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It's real people and cartoons. There's another one like that, by the way, that Andy Samberg and John Mulaney did, our friend John Mulaney. It's called it's Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. But they, like, modernized it, and it's so good. But yes, anytime cartoons and humans come together, I absolutely love that. Unless the cartoon is Natalie Harp and the human is Donald Trump, then it freaks me out a little bit. But yes, that's my happy ending. I'm so fucking excited about this. And by the way, I was going to ask you, you met Will Forte once, right?
I don't know if I did.
Shit, then I can't remember who it was I was talking with.
No, not me, but someone that you did met him.
Yeah, because I met him at a White House Correspondents' pre-party once, and you try not to.
I just watched all 3 seasons of 4 seasons like a month or 2 ago.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and I think he's great in it. But I love him in everything. The other thing is, like, so I met him at this dinner, and the thing is, it's like anything. You don't want to be the asshole who, like, bugs a celebrity to death. So my thing was always been, make a little small talk and then move on. And I was sitting there making small talk with him, and I was just like, I was talking about the grind at SNL, like how hard it must be. And man, that dude stood there and, like, walked me through, like, what the whole week was like. Like, he was so generous with his time and his knowledge. And I mean, it was one of those things that left such a huge impression on me. And I just also think he's hilarious. It's funny. For years, I just thought, man, that's got to be the nicest fucking guy in Hollywood. And then I was listening to the Smartless podcast one time, and they were saying the same thing. They were like, that guy is so nice that like he won't leave a party without saying goodbye to everybody. And so like a lot of times he never actually gets to leave the party.
That's funny.
So yeah,
I mean, you
I'm
could see
fired
him
up.
like playing that role in Four Seasons, you know?
Oh yeah, I mean, to me, he's just a very, very funny man, and he can also be just crazy irreverent. Like if you've ever seen MacGruber, like to me, that is some of the funniest shit ever made. In fact, there's a line in the movie MacGruber where Ryan Philippe says, "All you do is talk and fuck shit up," and it's like, who else does that remind us of? If that isn't Trump, then you know, I don't know who else it would be. But like, there's this whole scene where Will Forte, he's dressed like MacGyver, and he's like, I'm gonna create a distraction for the gunman. And the next thing you know, Will Forte is doing this weird dance with a stalk of celery shoved up his ass, and it's just like,
Really
where do you even think of these things?
Yeah. That combined with this headline that Kyle's got up,
Sexy happy. Ooh, yeah, that's this is not the Robert Kraft show. Do not get confused.
But it is brought to you by Kraft.
I wish.
No, same here.
Yeah, they got all that mac and cheese money.
Well, this is fun.
What's your happy ending? What are y'all doing this weekend?
I have no idea what we're doing. I feel like there's an extra week in August this year. It's like every other couple of years, right? Where Labor Day is like yeah, Labor Day is like the 6th Tuesday or Monday, whatever. So just trying to survive today.
Nice. Yeah, I forget, like I make plans and you have kids, so like your day all day, every day is just chaos. And like
we either have like strict plans, yeah, like pizza at 12 at a kid's birthday party, and then another birthday party at 2, or just like nothing.
I'd say I had a funny experience. I had my boss and her husband and her 2 young children over for dinner this summer. I can't remember if I told this story or not. But I'm not Epstein. I don't entertain children at my home. I'm a fucking lifelong bachelor. And so my house is like, it's very much a bachelor house.
I entertain children in my home prior to this entertainment of children in my home.
So I did like 3 days of cleaning, and I'm like finding pre-rolled joints like everywhere, and just anyway, so I clean it up. They come over, and immediately the 4-year-old goes right to the bedroom where I've like shoved all the shit. Like when you're a kid, you would shove everything under the bed. That's exactly what I did for this guest bedroom. But the thing that cracked me up was like everybody was sitting out back, and I'm grilling, and I came inside to get something, and the 2 kids are in the kitchen, and the older brother says, "So-and-so is eating your Starburst." And she looks at me and she goes, "No, I'm not." And I just
hopefully they were Starbursts.
Yeah, right. Well, that was one of the reasons I ran into the kitchen. I was like, oh shit, like I think I've got some things in the refrigerator that aren't too kid friendly. And yeah, it was a bit of a scare for me. But anyway, I just thought that was so funny.
But here you are. You're not arrested or out on parole.
Yeah. Hey, Patty just brought something up. Thank you so much for this, Patty. I'm worried I'm going to butcher her last name because I don't think I've ever actually heard it said out loud, but Shelly Fabares. I didn't realize she passed away this week. She was 82. And the name didn't ring a bell at first. And there's a lot of things that she was in that I just haven't seen. But what I did know her from was the show Coach. Craig T. Nelson, his Fabre, thank you. Craig T. Nelson, he was the coach at Minnesota State or whatever it was. And she played his girlfriend. And she was such a great character. She was like she was like the voice, she was like the conscience of the show. And it's wild. I'd forgotten that show even existed. And then I sort of went down a route and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that's who this is. And anyway, I love that show. I especially love Dauber, if y'all remember the show. And Luther, the what was his name? What was his real name?
Lex Luthor? No, I'm kidding.
No. He was the oh shit. Jerry Van Dyke, I believe. I believe his name was Jerry Van Dyke. If I got that right, I'm going to feel really good about myself today.
But Tim's not here, so maybe.
I know, right? Kyle says, "Am I caught up on the new Ted Lasso?" I am. It was Jerry Van Dyke. I'm feeling pretty good about that. All right. See, Mary Jane, there are
Wow.
some brain cells you didn't get. Am I caught up on Ted Lasso? I am, and I'm really enjoying this season. I'll tell you the other thing I'm enjoying is Reacher and Ted Lasso. New episodes are coming out on Wednesdays, and so it's almost like I'm doing prime, network TV again, where like I have appointment viewing on Wednesdays, and they go perfectly together because like Reacher is dark and horrifying sometimes, and then Ted Lasso is just like cleanses all the darkness away, and it's nice. And I'm just really loving the storyline of this season of Ted Lasso, like the launch of a women's team. Like they're not shying away from like the financial difficulties and realities of doing so. It's I think it's fantastic. I'm really enjoying it. Adam W says Dauber played a ruthless CO in Oz. Oh shit! I'm glad I didn't watch that show. I can't watch shit about prison, man. It freaks me out. It's that is my worst fear. And I remember
we
back
just
when
lived
Oz was
vicariously
on.
through what's his name, who's in prison right now that we got the window into.
The Tate brothers.
The Tate brothers.
Yeah, fuck them. Yeah, but no, I remember when Oz was on and everybody's like, "Oh man, this show's incredible. You got to watch it." It's like, no, I can't do prison shit. Like even Shawshank, like, yeah, it ends great, but man, that's a hard road to get.
You know
to
what
that
I saw an old ad for yesterday, and I was like, I watched maybe a season of it, but it's been so long. Is Sons of Anarchy?
Oh yeah,
that was fucking wild.
That is a wild show. I tell you, it's got some great acting in it, though. Especially, well, I don't know if he's on our shit list or not, but Ron Perlman.
Everyone watch him until Monday when Sam bans him.
It wasn't me. I thought I saw him doing something like.
We think he may be canceled, but we'll get back to you on Monday.
Yeah. Anyway,
really
lots of people are telling me that's Dick Van Dyke's brother. I guess there was a time when I probably knew that, and. But yeah, we've lost some good people this week. So this weekend, I'm going to welcome back college football. I'm going to watch USC tomorrow. I'm going to watch Clue, and I'm going to watch 9 to 5. And I'm pretty excited about all of them. Oh, and Coyote versus Acme. Wait, Dauber is on SpongeBob?
I didn't know that.
Oh,
also,
shit.
it's so funny to me that you plan out what you're like these. I know, like, if you're going to go to a movie, but you're like, what you're going to watch on, like, in the leather chair.
Well, yeah, I mean, kind of, but also just like, I'll tell you, movies.
I think it's smart.
I always process shit. Like, even when I lost my mom, I watched the movie This Is Where I Leave You like 6 times in a row, just because it sort of helped me process my own shit. And so, yeah, when we lose Dolly, I immediately think, okay, what can I watch of hers to celebrate her? And the same with Tim Curry. And plus, I'll tell you, I'm just overdue to watch the movie Clue. I watched 9 to 5 a couple years ago. I've always loved that movie ever since I was a kid. But the movie Clue, I haven't seen in a minute, and it is really funny. And it's got Martin Mull in.
Oh, interesting. I always forget that Tim Curry was in Home Alone.
Oh my God, Home Alone 2. Yeah.
Home Alone 2, yeah.
I tell you, it's one of the most memorable scenes of the whole movie.
Yeah.
Because it shows the Grinch's smile, and then it immediately fades to his smile. And you're like, holy shit, that dude is the Grinch. Like, he looks like he could just like play the Grinch. Yeah.
Yeah. It like curls up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Kyle says they took the wrong Home Alone 2 actor. That's a horrible thing to say about the woman in the park. No, I'm kidding. She actually was a fantastic actress, and she's passed away too. Everybody protect Macaulay Culkin. We got to make sure he's okay. I saw that his wife, Brenda Song, the actress, she's going to be doing some NFL commentary, I believe.
I didn't even know he was married.
Oh yeah, they go to Laker games all the time. They're a really cute relationship, like one of those couple goals. And I want all the happiness in the world for Macaulay. And by the way, if you want to watch a great movie he was in as an adult, it's called Saved with an exclamation point, and it's about like, all these high school evangelical Christians and like their purity rings and shit like that. And then there's like the other kids, and I tend to rock with the other kids, but it's a good one. It's got a great cast, and highly recommend Saved.
I never even knew that he was married at one point.
Oh, I don't guess I knew that
like
either.
really young, 1998.
I mean, honestly,
divorced
after the
in
shit his
2002?
parents put him through, after the spotlights he lived through, it's a miracle. You know, he didn't fucking go on a killing spree. Lundy M.
Yeah.
Hughes said, "Oh my God, I love Saved. I'm so glad. I love seeing that." Adam says, "As long as Kirk Cameron isn't in Saved, I assure you, he is not. And I can also assure you, he would hate that movie." So that's another endorsement for it.
Huh.
Kirk Cameron, man, what the fuck? I loved Growing Pains when I was a kid. And then you get older and you find out what a dick he was, like the people who were on it. And he's been a self-righteous asshole his whole life. And then you realize it's a good thing that Leo DiCaprio was the one who got famous from that show.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, buddy. I'm hungry.
All right. Well, this was fun.
Yeah, this was a blast. I'm going to go through every one of these comments just as soon as we get done here. And thank y'all so much for joining us. I really get so much out of this, and I hope y'all do too. And listen, fuck the haters, man. Tune out the noise. Keep the main thing. Focus on winning elections and keep doing what you're doing. We're so fucking grateful to y'all for being out there, fighting the good fight. And we know there are a lot of headwinds blowing right at you. And so just keep going.
And thank you to everyone who went out to the March on Washington today.
Yes, absolutely. You know what? I am so fucking embarrassed that we don't have that in the newsletter today.
We'll have it Monday.
Okay. Yeah. It's just one of those oversights that I just completely missed. Anyway.
I know because Allie went and it was on the calendar this morning. And I woke up and I was like, oh, March on Washington.
Yeah. That's one thing that's tough about being like 3,000 miles away is I do miss shit that happens sometimes.
Yeah, that's okay.
Y'all have a great weekend. Be good to yourselves. Okay. We love you.
All right. We'll put a minute on here. See you guys. Bye.